What's up, people? I'm back. So, in my last video, I was doing cardio in the gym actually, and my gym is extremely loud, so you couldn't hear me. So, I'm going to talk about what I was saying in that video. So, the main points were more so about how weight loss is very mental, putting on muscle is mental. Anytime you decide to change the composition of your body, start with the mental first. You know, treat it the same way that you would treat when you want to help someone, but treat it like you're helping a kid. So count your calories, learn how many calories you need. It's called your NEAT. It's basically how much calories you need to survive. So there's plenty of calculators online. You would take, I think it starts with your height and weight, and it kind of gives you a guesstimation. I've learned for myself the best way is to track what you eat and what you don't eat. I mean, what you eat and how it makes you feel. Start with what you eat give it like a week. And don't be conscious, right? Don't eat different, don't eat healthier. Just eat what you normally eat in a week. Track it. The way to track it is, if you want to be really anal, like really specific, you can weigh your food that you eat. An example is, let's say you got 6 ounces of chicken, and let's say a cup of rice is one of your meals. A cup of rice probably has like 40 grams of carbs, and 6 ounces of chicken has, I think, maybe 28 or 30 grams of protein. So 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. And then your fats would be, your oils that you put in at avocados, any kind of fat that you put. 1 gram of fat equals 9 grams of calories. 9 calories. So that would be how you track your stuff. Let me see if I have something here. All right. So if you look at this gum, it says that there's 5 or less grams of calories. 5 calories. Let me turn that. I know it's backwards. But you notice there's 1 carb, which is the sugar from the gum. And that 1 carb equals 4 calories. So they can say that it's, 5 or less grams of calories in a gum. That would be how you track your food. And anything that you eat usually has a breakdown of carbs, protein, fats. And those should be like the things that you focus the most on. So things I would suggest: jump online, Google your base metabolic rate is what it's called. So you would Google your own base metabolic rate. It asks you a couple of questions: age. It should ask your muscle mass, because muscle mass plays a role in how fast or slow you burn calories. And then once you have the number of your BMR, if you want to gain weight, you will go up 500 calories. If you want to lose weight, you will go down 500. 500 calories equals a pound. So that's why you would pick that as what you do. And ideally, you don't want to make these massive changes to your diet that you're not going to sustain, because you don't want to diet, right? You want to change how you eat. So instead of getting a McGriddle from McDonald's, maybe one day you change it and you eat something that you make, so that you know what's in it. Because ultimately, making your own food outbeats eating out, because you know what's in it, you know how much you put in it, how much of all of your calories are in it, you know what's in your food. So when you eat it, it's easier to track it. Gaining weight's a little harder than losing weight. Losing weight, gaining weight, it's calories in, calories out, ultimately. So let's give an example of a day. Let's say my total calorie intake is 2,500. That's a lot of people's gonna be there. If you want to gain weight, you would add 500 calories per day. And that 500 calories could be a meal. That 500 calories could be a protein shake with a carb on the side. Like, one of my favorite things I used to eat was rice cakes and a protein shake. I would have a rice cake with some peanut butter and then a protein shake, because I was trying to put on a little bit of size, but I didn't want to put on too much. But again, it's the little changes, right? Like, don't think I envision myself as, you know, a 200-pound person, so I'm expecting the results tomorrow. Like, weight loss, weight gain, those things take time. And you ideally want it to take time, right? Like, give yourself time. Don't say, all right, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in a month. It's a lot of weight. The body gets nervous, right? The body holds on to weight when you lose a lot of weight fast because it thinks you're in famine, right? Like, the body doesn't know that you want to look good. The body doesn't know that you're trying to fit into something, or it doesn't know these things. It just knows, wow, this person just lost 700, this person just lost 10 pounds in a week. We're starving. So whenever you eat, your body holds on to food. This is why it's best to do these things slow. And also, it's easier to track your weight, whether you're gaining or losing weight. It's easier to track it. Pick a day. Make it Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday, I'm going to weigh myself at 7 a.m. Make it something that's easy to duplicate and do it. Now, when you start losing weight, sometimes it seems like you gain weight because your body holds on to a little bit of water, right? Your body is learning that it's reaching a new equilibrium, and maybe you feel like you want to give up, or maybe it feels like it's too difficult. But it's like, if you were trying to help a child, would you just give up on them and be like, you can't do it, right? No. You would fight for that child. You would tell that child the things it needs to hear, and that's how you have to treat your body. You have to treat your body like a child that you're trying to help, because ultimately, that child that you were, your inner child, is still there. And whenever you do things to yourself, like whenever you make a change to yourself, the best part about it is nothing outside of you changes that. You make these decisions every day. So if you decide that one day you're gonna wild out and eat 13 Snickers because you're stressed out, that happens. Maybe not 13 Snickers, but that happens, right? Like, when you fall off the wagon, so to speak, there's no wagon. This is not a sprint, right? Any kind of weight goal is not a sprint. It's a marathon. So my suggestion and some good pointers is calories in, calories out, count your calories. And if you want to make it easier for yourself, if you have the time, which, it doesn't even have to be in a gym per se, you could go for a 20-minute jog, a 20-minute walk. Whatever your body is not accustomed to, when you add a little bit of an extra stimulus, your body changes. So for the people trying to gain weight, if you go into the gym majority of the time and you lift very similar numbers on your compound movements help you gain muscle, and in turn, the more muscle you have, the easier it is to lose weight. So you take your bench press, your squat, your deadlift, things like that. Put the weight that you do up by 5-10 pounds every week. Some weeks you won't be able to, period. There's some weeks where you feel very strong. For me, there's some weeks I go in, I could squat 450. I feel great. Maybe the next week I don't feel like it. That doesn't mean you're going backwards. That means you're human. The human body goes through changes. So anyway, focus on what you're eating. Focus on what you're eating and how it makes you feel. And then don't focus so much on the scale. The scale is a good gauge, but it's not the ultimate. You might find that you go down to your desired weight of, let's say you're 200, you go down to 180, but you still don't feel good. Even if you look in the mirror and you think you look good, if you don't feel good, if you want to lose a little bit more weight, see how you feel. Lose weight based on how you feel. These things should be more on how you and your body feel, because that's what's important here. How you feel, how your body's responding to you, and what you do to lose weight or gain weight is really up to you. My suggestion for losing weight: cardio. You can go in and lift weights for as long as you want. You're not going to burn as much calories as you would doing cardio. And an hour walk burns a lot of calories, depending on the size of the person, depending on how much weight you have on you, depending on how much muscle mass you have. An hour walk is going to burn a good amount of calories regardless. If you can run, even better. I've never been big on running. I've been big on sprinting because I didn't really want to lose a ton of weight. I've always wanted to hold on to weight. But yeah, I hope that helps, because I know weight loss for empaths and intuitives is difficult, because it's almost like we don't even think that it's important. It's like we want it. Like when I first started trying to put on weight, it was like, yeah, I want to. I had to really become obsessed with the goal of, I'm gonna gain. I was 120. I was really light because I'd always did martial arts anyway, so I was pretty light, but I wanted to put on size. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to feel. So I would train hard, eat. The difference was I was eating so bad. I was eating like pepperoni, egg, and cheese, like the worst foods that don't really help your body. Like, treat your body like you would treat an expensive car that you have, or anything of value. You don't treat it like garbage, right? You don't, again, back to kids, you don't give kids garbage. You give them the best ingredients because you want to nourish them. You want them to be healthy. So treat yourself the same way. I'm not too big on the whole organic and non-organic, but listen, if you wanna start eating organic eggs, see how you feel, see if it makes a difference. If you want to cut out some different kinds of meats to see how it feels, like really like treat what you eat, how you sleep, how much you sleep, how much you exercise, how much you drink alcohol, how much you do anything, any one of these things. Treat it the way that you see bodybuilders, right? They walk around with their chicken and rice in their bag. Like, as funny as it seems, it helps. Like, I'll show you. I have right now some oatmeal, right? So now instead of being outside, which I am because I work outside, instead of going, all right, I'm gonna hopefully get a decent meal from Chipotle, I'm gonna get some chicken and rice from Chipotle, I have oatmeal. Oatmeal's great for weight loss because you feel satiated, you feel full. And then there's also splits. So depending on like what your goal is, like a good split for maintaining your body and putting on a little bit of muscle is a 20-20-60 split, which is 20% protein, 20% carbs, and 60% fat, because fat ultimately is good for your hormones. Like, high fat's good for your hormones. High fat doesn't mean you're gonna get fat. There's different splits that people use for that. You could look that stuff up, but like delve into it, right? Like, jump on Google and look up different things for losing weight. Maybe you'll get into hitting the bag in my gym. I hit the bag in my gym. I do cardio in my gym sometimes to help me. And then you'll understand how simple it is in terms of like what you eat changes how you look. How much you sleep also changes your energy levels. How much caffeine you take in changes your energy levels. Like, if you drink a lot of caffeine during the day, it might be harder to sleep at night. And if you don't sleep at night, you have less energy. You have less energy, your body feels more hungry, so you eat garbage, and then you hold on to weight, and then you think that you just have no self-control, but sometimes you're just tired. Like, there's so many things that it could be. So, a good list, right? First thing you do when you wake up, drink some water. Coffee is great. You can still have the coffee, but drink water first. Try to eat foods in the morning that make you feel satiated if you have time. Something like oatmeal. Oatmeal's like probably one of the top things. Eggs, right? They make you feel satiated. High protein. A protein shake is good. It's not necessary to lose or gain weight. It helps, right? It gives you those calories that you might be missing. Get a good amount of sleep. I used to think, oh, 5 hours of sleep, I'm good. Until you get 8 hours of sleep consecutively, and then you wake up and you have a lot of energy. So if you can get to bed earlier, get to bed earlier. If you want to go to the gym does not have to be any kind of like amazing gym. Just go to any kind of gym. Go to a Planet Fitness. Go to a Crunch. Go to a the one I go to, I love. It has a lot of stuff in it. It has a lot of weights. It has everything that I want. So that's why I go to that gym. But I started in Planet Fitness when I was trying to put on weight because I didn't really know. I just kind of thought as long as you go in and you lift weight, it's the same. You know, so if you're trying to lose weight, my suggestion, Planet Fitness is a good gym for losing weight. Crunch is a good gym for losing weight. Any gym with a treadmills, walking. If you don't want to go to the gym, find a nice place to take a walk where you feel comfortable. You know, preferably by nature, because when you're in nature, it gives you it's easier to let go and just almost like think while you're walking, which helps the mind, helps your mental health. So I hope those tips help. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. As you know, I try to answer them. I don't have a ton of comments anyway. And I think connecting it, yeah, that's it, guys.